Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Asakura P. Again, I've got with me Mugi, and Toru is still trapped in the gulag.
Yeah, this video is being recorded approximately 1 minute after the previous video, so welcome back, guys. It's great to have you around.
So, the first thing that you'll notice if you're a player of this game is that the inertia is completely gone, and you'll probably be very happy about that.
Of course, if you made it this far, I don't think you're going to be happy about anything else ever again. So
here's the chest in this room. I think this chest is... There's one of the very few chests in the game that I think absolutely nothing is marking it, and I find really strange.
I don't know. I want to say that the way the mice move is going to lead you to jump into it, but I don't know. It is kind of weird.
Well, you're going to trap that mouse up against the wall, and then you're not going to want to jump over it. And yes, you may have noticed that the mice try and stay a set distance away from you, and they jump over gaps.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, I think what the author intended was that the way the mice move would clue you in. I don't think it worked, but that's what he intended.
So I just used the explosion shot to kill both the mouse and the snake at the same time. Getting past the snake, if you don't do that, is really fucking hard. So I suggest doing what I just did.
Oh my fucking god. The next room is the worst. The next room is my least favorite room in the entire game. I hope you guys love this room.
I kind of like the concept of this room. In fact, I actually really like the concept of this room. It's just hard as fuck.
Yeah. Teru said this room was easy, but he is basically a liar.
So yeah, the idea here is that the mice will only walk where there are platforms.
And that's the first of many, many similar deaths you will see in this room.
I think most of the deaths will actually be me walking off of platforms. But we'll see, I mean. I
don't know, I had a lot of problem with the mice not being in the right place at the right time for the bullets to not hit me.
Now, one interesting thing about the mice is that if if they are across a gap from you, and they get too far away when they're on the other side of the gap, they'll jump back and forth across the gap repeatedly. And this is usually a bad thing.
Yes. And yeah, this room is just damn hard. You probably don't have enough time left, by the way.
Well, maybe I can get the key. I will believe in myself, and then I can get the key. Or die, you know.
Or you can die, yeah.
So I find that it's, you can't use the background to judge where you are, and like where the mice jump, because the background doesn't scroll at the same rate as you move. So I find it best to just try and internalize the timing of how long the mouse moves before it jumps, and then to move the same rate, or the same amount of time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that relying on the visuals is not actually that helpful because it's very disorienting. Because as Kevin said, the background moves in parallax scrolling, and I think it's honestly like the designer realized this and used it to fuck with your sense of spatial shit.
I'm sure he did. See, and I can't tell how these bullets are aimed, because sometimes they appear to be aimed for you, and other times they like hit you right after you start to jump. Like they were anticipating where you were going to move, which is strange because other bullets in this game don't do that, and they don't seem to do that all the time.
Yeah, the mice bullets act slightly different from all the other bullets in the game, and I think that's what gave me a lot of problems here, personally.
Well, it's one of the issues I'm having, as you can see.
Yeah. This room is just extremely difficult. There's nothing more that can be said for it, really.
Well, it's one of those rooms where I've found that sometimes you'll just get it really fast, and then other times it'll take fucking forever. Because, I don't know about you, but I think that these platforms is a bit of luck to it. Yeah. Because, I mean, of course you can remember where they all are, remember the timings involved, but since you're given such little, so few landmarks to go off here, it often does seem like it comes down to luck. Ah, shit.
And sometimes it comes down to you just not jumping.
Luckily, the rooms after this get less bullshit. Well, they're still bullshit, but in different ways.
And that'll happen to you a lot as well.
We'll make it. I have confidence in myself.
Did you learn that in kindergarten?
Yes, it's a life lesson that has resulted in me going to law school and being unemployed.
Glad to hear it. I'm glad kindergarten did something for you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people who don't go to good kindergartens end up, like, getting jobs and whatnot. So.
Yeah. When I was in kindergarten, they yelled at me for not coloring inside the lines, which is I mean, that literally happened to me in kindergarten. So. And that's the hardest part for me, because it's like, oh my god, where the fuck am I? Once you get up here, you have it usually just... But like
speak for yourself.
I don't know, the stress of getting up here in and of itself is... Oh, thank God.
We're not done with the room quite yet, because I gotta get the key. So the actual goal of this area is to get to the door beneath where I am right now. And you need to get an item to do that, of course. So to get the key... There we go.
Hooray.
Now we can never ever come back to this room. Thank God. Okay.
Except to get to the room on the other side, but we don't have to ever actually do that puzzle again. If you can call it a puzzle. I like this room.
So do I. It's really confusing when you don't know what's going on, because, as we've mentioned before, there's these hidden blocks. Some of them activate when you stand on them, and others activate when you jump through them. And others activate only when you hit them from the correct side.
Yeah, I think that's really one of the more clever rooms in the game.
And it's really not... It's really applied naturally throughout the game, so that the blocks do what you want them to do when you don't think about it. And that room fucks with your expectations, because you never actively think about how those blocks work. And then they wall you off in different ways in that room.
And this room is pixel-precise jumps.
Yes, there's seven of them in a row. So I hope that Mugi can fill the dead air again.
I came back here with the air dash and the block builder.
Yeah, if I fail on this for like more than 5 minutes, I'll...
Yeah.
Wow, this is great. I will probably just come back later.
Honestly, this room is kind of bullshit, and you get tools later in the game that realize it, so if you're having problems with it, you can just come back later. It doesn't have anything important in it.
Why am I not even making the first jump? I'm going to do the rock jumping, complaining about hitting the jump button and not jumping.
And I think the jumps actually get marginally tighter every time. I want to say.
I'm pretty sure they're exactly the same.
I don't know, it just feels like they are, because this is really, really precise jumping.
I think I was practicing this on my laptop, and the timing is different, which is why I keep falling off the ledge, because it runs just a little slowly on my laptop.
Right.
So now I have to second guess my timing.
Timing is, yeah, you don't have to pay attention to what's on screen, you want to just pay attention to the timing in this room, because I really doubt that your eyes can make out the exact pixel to jump on every time.
And this is resulting in chain death at the start, which is great.
Ah. So yeah, this is a great room. This is honestly probably one of the most bullshit rooms in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, this room, I don't really like this room. These pixel jumps are obnoxious whenever they come up. But usually you only got one, and this room is 7 of them. Oh, I have that one.
7 of them in a row.
Usually this game asks you to be precise, asks you to have good control and good awareness, but it doesn't ask you to be completely perfect.
Yeah, this room is basically just asking you to test it, more or less. Are you still there?
I'm still there.
Okay, the video just lagged quite a bit.
Okay, well, have you still got it?
Yeah. You're still back in room 74.
Yeah, I am.
Now Terry woke up.
He did. You should ask him if he wants to join us. So he can laugh at me dying on room 74. Although I'm only gonna die 4 times before they fuck this shit.
The dice has been cast. Or rather, the die has been cast. It's singular in that quote.
Okay, you know what? Fuck that shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fuck that room. That's one of the rooms I don't think that coming back to later with the block creator and your dash is cheating.
I've done it before without those items, but yeah, fuck that.
Okay, he says his parents are pissed off, so he can't.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Hopefully he can join us for the final video. Ah, it's... fuck.
They're probably pissed off because he got run over by the tanks in Tiananmen Square.
Well, you know, we've told him that he needs to watch out for that.
Yeah.
I hope I don't need power for this. Oh, I do. Great. So that was a waste of time. Sorry about that, everyone.
I asked him what they were pissed off at, and he says, "Me sleeping this late."
Wow, I should have stopped sucking. Doesn't seem like it's a lot to ask for, but, you know, it is.
Yeah, it is quite a lot to ask for. And now you've made it back to the start of the room. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's actually good, because I need to get that. Then I need to make it all the way back to the corner where I found the obvious treasure and then died.
Yeah. So yeah, kids, I'm gonna reiterate that life advice. Don't get up at 8:30 p.m. in the evening after going to bed at like 6 a.m. I got 6 hours of sleep last night, so I'm doing pretty well, I think.
Well, you also mentioned all that coffee you had. Hopefully that's helping you make this commentary more interesting, because I'm certainly not.
I had like a shitload of free coffee today, so I'm like in the zone, auto zone.
Was that really necessary?
I don't know. It popped in my brain. You know how it goes. I mean, like they're like commercials and stuff that you see when you're a kid. They get embedded in your head and just kind of pop out whenever they feel like it. Because God knows I don't watch TV anymore. I haven't watched TV since I was like 14 or something.
Wait, I don't want to go up there. That should do it. Fuck!
And now this room isn't really that hard.
It's not, but there's lots of little things that'll catch you off guard.
And another abuse of the fact that you don't need to do anything except die to save your progress.
Yes, that's one of the saving graces of this game, really. If that wasn't the case, this game would be fucking impossible. Okay, this room is very important, and you'll understand why in a moment.
Oh god, it took me so fucking long to get the chest in this room.
That room we were just in is very special, but we're not going to be going to it for a little while.
Okay, Terry says he's gonna try and get on.
Ah, shit.
I'm having this conversation with him while he speaks in Japanese and I speak in English, so it's pretty cool. And this is basic platforming, which Kefit is pretty bad at. So
make sure you dash there, or you will die, and then you'll have to do the basic platforming section that you're bad at again.
Yes, it's like Kefit. Okay, can you guess how to get this fucking treasure chest?
There's a lot of methods.
No, you can't fucking guess how to get it.
You can try jumping to it, but it's completely surrounded by invisible walls. You have to do that. Yeah. That took everyone a long time to figure out. And the best part is that it contains a checkpoint, and that's a rather important checkpoint.
Yeah, like, it makes traversing this area much, much less of a pain in the ass. And honestly, that was, I think that chest took me longer to find than anything else in the game. Because it's just not something you think to do, or at least it wasn't something I thought to do.
Oh, we're closing in on the room that we're both waiting for.
Oh god. And that previous room is a lot easier than it looks.
Well, I made it look a lot easier than it actually is. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Do you have enough range to make it? I think you might. I think you can push the one you're standing on.
I can. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh. I have a bit less range than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I think I'm alright. I might have to come back later for the key, I don't know.
First time I did this room, I didn't realize you could push these things around, which is pretty much fucking stupid of me. Oh god, no. No, no, go back. Oh, no, I don't want to see this room.
So, in this room, there's a mouse. You gotta chase it down 4 levels of death. And it has to survive the entire way down. You've got 1 shot. You can't use it on anything. And everything's trying to kill you with bullets that track you and anticipate where you're moving.
I'm gonna say this is one of the rooms where using the air dash is not cheating.
See, I have to disagree with that. If you use the air dash on this room, you've already pulled off a lot of bullshit to skip the item you get in here.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it's that hard, but I've spent like 4 hours on this room the past few days just practicing it, so don't listen to me.
Even just being able to use the air dash to get down there, it makes this... I don't know, I'm just too used to playing the game with the air dash, I guess. Because after I beat the game, I went back through from a 100% clear file, and went back through the entire game getting everything I missed, and... Well, it wasn't 100% obviously because I missed shit, but I went back through the game with a clear file I had and got everything, and there was so much shit I missed, and having the air dash just made it much easier to get, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm gonna concentrate for now, so entertain the viewers.
Alright, well, Teru has not responded again, so I guess it's safe to say his parents were the Gestapo. Not the Gulag, but indeed the Gestapo.
The Gestapo?
Is it pronounced? I don't know how to pronounce German. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you all.
Oh, wow, you fucking got it.
Okay, so that power-up makes it so that with the attack shot, when it hits something, it'll... the explosion that comes out, which is the power-up I got in the last area, the one before this, will destroy all the bullets that it engulfs.
Yeah.
So that was a room that I was worried about, taking a very long time, but no, instead we take a very long time on things like the Sonic Bullet room in the last update.
Yeah. I was honestly pretty worried about that room too, because it's one of the hardest rooms in the game, and you made it look pretty simple, so I'm gonna say.
There's a lot of stuff in that room that... Oh, shit. That I have mapped out in my mind, like where I'm going to jump, and even that is only useful for a while, but it still, you know, eliminates about 1/3 of the room from active reflex response that you have to do.
But yeah, anyone who's actually playing this game along with us, tell us in the comments how long it takes you to finish that room.
And yeah, now I'm going to have more trouble doing this teleport chain. This goes back to the difficulty with aiming shots that we brought up in an earlier video. Which, I wish these bullets were a little bigger. I think these ones really should be.
Oh wow, somebody just dropped a drama bomb on IRC.
Oh no.
I'm gonna...
Should I pause the video?
No.
Okay.
It's just something that's gonna be amusing to watch. It's in a private channel, so...
There we go, okay.
I'm in on 7 channels on Ryzen, and all but 1 are private.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I have enough power-ups to get this one yet. I think I do.
Terry said he would have to wait until dinner was done, so fuck that.
Okay, he can join us. We'll make sure we get him for the last video.
Yeah.
He's already missed Mouse Chase, so I don't think he has too much to cry about.
Well, he can cry about not being able to enjoy our wonderful company.
That's a shame. I'd cry about that.
Yeah, I cry about it every night.
You cry about not being able to share your own company.
Yes, yes, I do. I'm just that beautiful of a person.
Okay. So getting up the other side of this is actually a bit harder. But first I have to get down, which, you know...
Yeah, which is really hard to do.
Yeah, gravity is weird. You know, it sends you in the spikes.
Yeah. It makes you fall down, which is hard to grasp.
So I'm actually using a very specific route that I've memorized up these platforms, and I used it for both ways. Oh god, this room.
Oh no, oh no. You may notice that we're like freaking out over every single room now, and that's for good reason, because the game hates you.
So this room is the point where if you haven't figured out how these invisible platforms work, how they sometimes appear only when you stand on them and whatnot, this room is gonna make you realize that. The entire fucking room is designed around this horrifying fact.
And those clocks are there for a reason.
Shit.
Oh. I think this is going to take like longer than anything else in the video.
I don't think so, because I'm pretty familiar with this room. If I wasn't, then it would take longer than anything else.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not familiar with this room at all. I just kind of bullshitted my way through it one time, and I never came back to it.
That's what I did my first time through it.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, fuck, actually learning this room.
But now I have, like, the entire room memorized. I don't know what that says about me, but... So one thing I'm doing is I'm trapping these spike balls over on this side of the room. That's something that you really want to do. Because you have to do a bunch of shit on the right side of the room there that you probably don't expect.
And you don't want to be bothered by spike balls in the process.
No! Fuck.
Because you see, Spike dies. I'm glad you found that so hilarious.
That was pretty good. I'm probably laughing too much with that, but
yeah,
puns have that effect on me. Ah, shit! I failed with that spike ball, so now it's probably gonna kill me once I actually manage to get to that side of the room.
So I see that you're a bigger fan of Cowboy Bebop than Penguin Drum.
I think that it was just that pun you made was substantially worse.
Right, I see. I've honestly never liked Cowboy Bebop. I'm not a big fan of episodic stuff, which is.
I haven't either. I mean, I didn't really like the show either. I've always kind of thought it was way too much style over substance.
Yeah, I will admit the soundtrack is excellent.
So that key is a cock tease. You can't get it unless you pull off a bunch more bullshit down here, which I'm about to try and do.
And yeah, this is kind of... If you didn't block off all the other spikes, they would be very annoying right now.
So I have to form the bridges up there by jumping on them, by hitting them with my head, because I'll just fall through them if I'm going down. There we go. Now hopefully I don't run out of time.
That would be really bad. Really, really bad.
Okay, I think I'm good. I just have to make sure this spike doesn't kill me. Until I want it to kill me. Which is now. Okay.
Yeah, and that was an MP upgrade.
Actually, I think we can now just warp back to rooms.
Yeah, I think you can.
No, we can't because we missed the
Wait.
chest.
Right.
It's
You
actually
missed
going to
the-
just be easier to warp back and go back there.
Okay. And now you can just go along the bottom of this area.
And I think the chest is just over on this side. Maybe the other side.
No. Yeah,
Nope.
this room, obviously you realize you're going to have to walk through spikes at some point. The problem is finding where they are.
So I guess you walk through at the top, so hopefully it's on this side. Oh, wonderful.
I think it may be spikes on the side somewhere. I'm not really sure.
I don't think so, because I just did this last night, and I don't remember that.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm probably just remembering the game being more evil than it actually is.
See, what's happening now is I'm messing up my very specific route up these platforms, and when you do that, it's just kind of death. You're just gonna die. Okay. There we go. Good, it was this side. Now we can warp back. And we get to do a very fun room. Well, they're all very fun at this point. But this one is
Yes.
special in its own special way.
Oh, right, this next room. I do not like this room very much, honestly. It's too trial and error based for my taste.
I think the other two trial and error based rooms are a lot better.
And that, as you can see, that's why it's trial and error based. You have to go up and blow a bunch of blocks up, and then you have to find out which one doesn't kill you by going through the hole.
Now, I can tell you, if you're playing this game at home, one easy way to do it, when going right, is you want to go top, bottom, top. And then after that, it gets a bit tricky. Oh, that's right. There we go. That opened up the chest later on, which I don't really know how you're supposed to find it, but I just did.
Oh, I think the idea is you're supposed to be just shooting like a madman anyway.
So you want to go top, bottom, or not. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me, kids.
Never listen to Kefit.
Well, at least top, bottom, top works.
And definitely don't listen to Kefit when he tells you to go to law school.
Yeah, if I ever do tell you to do that, you should probably, like, crucify me. Okay, so I have to remember which one it is. Let's hope it's this one.
It
Okay,
was.
So, now, I just did walk like that for a very specific reason. Only one of these gaps is safe that I just created, and there's a good way to figure out which one. The shot will explode if it hits a invisible spike block. So it's not hitting anything right here, which means that this gap is safe. Remember that, kids. It'll help with this room a lot.
That would help. I just kind of memorized everything.
Okay. So now we've got this wonderful room.
Oh, this room.
Luckily, I have this room memorized, so...
Okay. You can do this room without memorization, but I imagine memorizing makes it much easier.
Well, I have the proper routes through it memorized. At least I thought I did, but I may actually be lying. This is the tricky part. And I don't want to go that way anyway, now that I think of it. Because I need to get a bubble key first. Shit. Yeah, one issue with this room is that the spike blocks are actually moving. And you can't tell which way they're going to move once you blow up the wall containing them. So,
Yeah.
you probably don't want to be in their path.
Oh, and by the way, apparently the official name of the bubble key is the key switch, but I like bubble key more. Oh, and this room has jump restrictions for some reason.
That's... yeah, I don't know why that's the case.
Maybe there's like some reason why I don't know. I don't think there's any reason why you would want to reduce jumping ability in this room. Maybe to make it harder to dig yourself back out of the pit. I don't know.
So that key is marked by the empty block, so that's not quite bullshit like the bubble key is. Don't duck underneath spikes.
Yeah. Oh, well, honestly, I don't think the bubble key is that bullshit, because you're going to try a bunch of routes through here anyway.
That's true. I mean, you're gonna... the route that you need to go through to get the treasure in this room is the one I'm taking now and dying on.
Yeah.
And you'll think, okay, I didn't find the bubble key over there. Maybe it's over on the other side. And lo and behold,
Yeah.
it is.
This is like the first area of the Star Road in Super Mario World, except much harder. So really not very much like Super Mario World, because that game is extraordinarily easy.
So the reason this is the proper route is because I have one more shot left over when I get down.
Yeah, that's the clincher. You need another shot after you get through all that crap.
Which is to blast through that wall. By the way, if I didn't get the bubble key, there'd be another wall there, which I wouldn't be able to get by. Which is why I got it first.
Hooray.
Oh, this room is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. And he's being serious, not sarcastic. This room is actually pretty fun.
It's also hard, but
yeah,
it's fun. These jumps here, these 3 wide jumps, are pixel jumps.
Yeah.
This one is easy as long as you don't rush.
Yeah, the laser wall is not actually that big of a deal. It's just there to freak you out, basically.
Oh, one of these jumps. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, and there's a halfway point here, which is good, because this next part is pretty tricky.
Yeah. He generally tends to put halfway points in places where they're actually useful, which is something I can respect. And yeah, this part is I think it's a lot of fun when you can actually do it, because it looks cool just to run through it. But that's my take on it. Because as you can see, Kevin just made it look very cool.
Yeah, it actually takes a good amount of trial and error to find the best way through there, because there's so much going on that you don't really want to react to it.
And you might be tempted to dash at the top here, but do not do that.
This part is great because it's going to make you feel all accomplished when you get past that bottom part for the first time, and then you're just going to die like 3 or 4 or 5 times on here before you actually figure out what you're supposed to do.
Oh, and here's the eye.
Yeah, so look at the pin on the left. There's nothing there. Oh my god, there's something there. So that's what the eye does. It makes these hidden eye blocks appear in random rooms in the game. And it doesn't do anything else.
Random. Like, you're not going to be able to figure out which rooms these things appear in without just going through the game again.
Yeah, at least I did. I don't know about Moogie, but I thought at first with that power-up that it revealed all the hidden blocks in the game, the ones that the invisible blocks we've been dealing with for a long time. But no, it wouldn't be that nice.
The description is fairly ambiguous as to what it actually does. It just says it makes hidden stuff visible or something. Now,
it wouldn't actually work to make those hidden blocks disappear. Those hidden blocks appear because of the way they work, how they only appear when you go through them or hit them with your head or whatnot. It wouldn't be able to represent that properly.
But yeah, in effect, it just makes blocks appear like they're not hidden. If you know where they are, you still can't get through there because they're just not going to exist.
Okay, quick trick for this room. When you get to the row I'm on, where you want to jump is the same level with the hole in the row that you just came from. This is important because if you try jumping anywhere else to get through the gap, you'll die. To get through the top level there. Come on. There we go. Now we're fairly home free. There's a door here. I don't know how you find it, but there it is. Let's try this way. Yeah. I think Moogie found this one and just kind of told us where it was.
Yeah, I messed around in that room for a long time because I thought it was suspicious, and eventually I found this area by just spamming the blast shot over and over.
Well, if you get to that corner of the room before you get the bubble key, then you can't do anything in it. So that would lead you to fucking around with shooting everything and finding strange things like that.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Well, this ain't good.
Yeah, I went left before I went right in that room, which is basically how I ended up finding this place.
Well, it's just gonna start over.
Yeah, I don't like the previous room, but I admit it's pretty clever in how it's set up.
Yeah, the other two misdirection rooms are much better, and they're much more amusing as well, especially the final one.
Oh yeah.
The final misdirection room was one of my favorite rooms in the game.
Yeah, it's kind of everything the game stands for, and all in one room.
And I'm making this room look a lot harder than it actually is because I am a failure at life.
Yeah, you are. I'm glad you finally admit it.
I'm failing the most random shit. And then, yeah.
This room is really not that difficult. Well, I mean, no more difficult than the rest of this game is. But
this room's pretty easy compared to a lot of the other stuff I've done tonight.
Yeah. It's all about taking your time when you have to and not taking it when you don't have to. I don't know.
Okay, so we're not
quite
ready to warp back.
Because we need the chest in this room.
Yes. So that block right here that's gone, that would be there if I didn't get the bubble key. And there's be no way to get that chest. So I think that's everything here. This is the room where we were with the pixel jumps that we just gave up on. This is a room we can't get to yet. Let's go to the boss.
Alright. And the boss is pretty easy to get to. You just have to go back through here. And if you had not gotten that checkpoint, you would obviously have to repeat the lovely invisible floor room. So it's really in your best interest to get that checkpoint.
See, that makes the blocks appear there. And that takes us straight to the exciting boss. I hate this boss. It's horrible. Everything about it is wrong. Let's get it over with.
By jumping directly into its shots.
Yeah, it happens sometimes on this boss. That's one of the... Whoa! Okay.
And in fine ghouls and ghost traditions, this guy has a big dragon neck sticking out of a wall.
So what you want to do with this guy is use the bullet cancel thing to just spam him as much as possible.
Yeah, just spam the shit out of him.
And sometimes he'll stay still long enough for this to work. And sometimes he won't. It's really kind of random. And sometimes I'll jump into bullets.
And he has a lot of HP.
I think the first time I beat him, he literally just stood still the entire fight. And so I just had to get up to him and kill him.
And when he does this, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, you can cancel those bullets out if you get it set up right, but most of the time you just end up running. It is indeed very annoying.
Yeah, the problem with this boss is that he can just basically lock you out of being able to do anything.
But if, as long as I don't get... And sometimes he can just kill you like that. There's, like, nothing I could do there.
You could have avoided that very easily.
If I had just stayed ducking, I would have lived there, but I thought I'll drop to the platform. But when you drop to the platform, you stand up first.
And that happens, and there's no real way to avoid that.
Yeah, if there's one thing I can complain about on this boss more loudly than anything else, is that sometimes the sonic shot breath will just kill you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And he likes doing it, and like his attack pattern is just completely random, which is pretty fun, as well as his movement pattern.
So I'm just trying to get lucky and getting close to him without him using the big waves. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, sometimes he'll move after he shoots. And so if you're depending on being able to break bullets off of his face, because that's literally what you do on this boss, then you'll die.
And like I said, this boss reminds me of Ghouls and Ghosts because it's a big dragon head sticking out of a wall. Ghouls and Ghosts, well, not the original, but rather Super Ghouls and Ghosts is quite a good game. I like it a lot, and I played it tons when I was a kid. I wouldn't mind doing an LP of that sometime, I don't think.
So, yeah, maybe I'll beat this guy sometime.
Maybe. What are your thoughts on Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
You know, last time I played that game, I was like 5. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure. I know I beat it, so it can't be as hard as they say, because I found a lot of really easy stuff to be impossibly difficult when I was young.
Yeah.
I certainly wasn't playing this game when I was like 5.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts is more about like taking your time and knowing what's up ahead. It's not really that hard if you like pay attention to what the game's doing. I don't know. It's not. It's certainly not bullshit difficulty like the original or the arcade version are.
The original Ghouls and Ghosts on, well, actually on the NES it was Ghost and Goblins, I believe.
Yeah.
Was a pretty fucking horrible game in every way.
Yeah.
And it was also impossible. I mean, just because a game is hard doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, really.
This game, making
the original. Yeah. Go on.
Making a good hard game actually takes a lot of skill on the part of the designer, and this game has that.
Yeah.
And if you want games that don't have that, just look at all of the really bad I Want to Be the Guy knockoffs. There's tons of them. I found a wiki that has links to like hundreds of them. They're awful.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Or you can look at Super Mario World ROM hacks.
There are some of those that do it right, but not most.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy is just not letting me do anything to him now. Fuck, this is reminding me of the first time I fought him. Because, you know, I fought him last night, and I was like, oh, this guy's not that hard. This won't... What even happened there?
Wow. Good job.
This won't be a big deal. I'll get back to him and I'll kill him in like 2 minutes, but that's obviously not happening. I think I need to slow down a little bit, but that would make everything go slower. You know how it is.
Teru is praising you for being so fast at the game. He's like, oh my god, you cleared 2 areas in the latter half of the game in only an hour and a half. And I responded with praise be unto Kefit.
Yes, praise me, for I am your savior. I
also just want to say that Super Ghouls and Ghosts has great graphics and music too. Which is again a big change from the NES game because it's an NES game.
A really, really awful looking NES game.
Yeah. There are NES games that look okay for being what they are, but most of them look pretty bad. And then you get shit like what Raocow is currently LPing.
Rumor
I'm
has
sorry
it
to
all.
anybody who likes the aesthetics in that game, but they're terrible. It looks awful. I don't know why they didn't hack the All-Stars version, because that game has like colors and graphics.
I'm glad this boss is so interesting and gives us so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Fucking stop!
Yeah, I like it when he just spams that over and over at the start of the
This
battle.
is such an awful boss. It doesn't help that I'm just jumping into his bullets, but fuck, he's awful.
He thought you would still be having trouble. He thought you'd still be fucking around in Area 5 at this point.
Oh, well, I showed him.
My apologies for saying strange things in that last sentence because I'm trying to translate Japanese off the top of my head.
Fuck. I hate this boss. I really fucking hate this boss.
Yeah, this is a bad boss. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if it's just because I didn't grow up with the NES, but I think most NES games look pretty shitty.
Well, most NES games do look pretty shitty. Uh, it's the restriction of the colors that make them all look
Yeah,
really bad.
and you get massive slowdown and flickering in pretty much any game.
So, one of the problems with this boss that I haven't mentioned yet, because I've mentioned a lot of the problems with this boss so far, is that in order to really damage him, you got to get him to stop on the right vertical level. And that's pretty much all luck.
How long has it been since you actually hit him?
I don't know. The first few goes, I was hitting the shit out of him, and now it's just not happening. Come on, dude. And I just called this dragon boss a dude.
Earlier you said clutch. I'm not really sure where that's actually slang from. I've never heard it in real life.
You haven't?
But no.
Oh. Well, I've heard it often enough. I didn't think it'd be...
I mean, I'm sure it's just something that's like West Coast or East Coast, and the South the South doesn't like it because it doesn't have anything to do with slaves.
I don't know.
Good job jumping right into the bullets.
I think that if you get some high-quality slaves, they might be pretty clutch in keeping your plantation in business.
You jumped directly into bullets again.
Yes, that'll happen on this fight, because... Fuck.
What do you think the... Oh, go on.
I think I might have to figure out how to do a chipmunk time for this battle, because no one fucking... the moth battle was a lot more interesting than this shit.
Yeah.
And that was when half the screen was just completely dark. And also, this has horrible music. Maybe it'll be better when, it's sped up.
I don't know. I'm sure there's someone who wants to watch this and hear my great commentary.
I'm sure there's many people who want to watch this, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think the hardest Super NES game is?
Space Ace?
Okay, well, besides Space Ace. If you haven't seen Space Ace, go watch it. Frank-O-Matic did an LP of it, and it's a game that I don't see how is possible to beat without save states, and I really doubt any kid ever beat it. So yes, besides Space Ace.
I don't know. Right now, nothing's coming to mind that's particularly difficult on the Super Nintendo. Maybe you can think of something while I'm trying to not die.
I want to say... There's a few games I consider challenging, but not anything really difficult.
Now it's getting close. I just have to not fuck this up.
Alright, there's ActRaiser 2. Which I've not played myself. Oh.
I played ActRaiser a really long time ago, the first one. Because I don't think anyone on the planet's actually played 2. And I remember getting to the last level and not being able to beat it.
Right. The original is pretty difficult too. I believe I've played it, but judging by the LP that was done of 2, it's like really hard actually. Also, a good hard game would be Mega Man X6 without the armor, which is definitely a Super NES game.
On Extreme. You need to do Extreme, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah. Of course, that's half just because the designers didn't feel like designing the game for use without armor.
Or for playing on Extreme.
Or for really playing in general, which Blaze Heatnix's level demonstrates.
Oh, fuck. No! Let me get close to him!
And there's indeed a good run of Mega Man X6 on Extreme without any armor by I forget his YouTube username.
Height of Beast.
Height of Beast, right? He has excellent commentary and is ludicrously good at Mega Man. So if you tire of Kefit dying to this dragon, you might go watch that instead.
You know, you said you beat this without the shot canceling, and I can't really comprehend how that's possible.
I'm gonna say I just got lucky with him shooting only the blue shit at me for an extended period of time.
You know, I think one of the problems here is I don't have a range upgrade that I should... No!
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I can't believe this is taking longer than anything else.
neither can I, because when I played this boss in my practice, I did it in like 2 minutes. Which is why I was like, oh, that won't be a problem at all. I better practice Mouse Room for 4 hours.
So yeah, if anyone is still watching this video, give us your thoughts on what the hardest Super NES game is in the comments. I'm interested in knowing, honestly, because... And if you say Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you're wrong, because it's not hard. And if you say Dracula X, you're wrong, because it's not hard. Or Super Castlevania 4, because that's not hard either.
Yes, I'm actually interested in hearing opinions on this as well. And I agree with Moogie's statements there.
Nice shot. Oh, you could have stayed up there. And welcome to Super Bowl Sunday with Kefit fighting a dragon.
Yeah, this is the home team here is the dragon, and the visiting team is Asakura-chan.
Yeah.
He fires out so many of those sonic bullets that you can't even cancel them all.
Yeah.
This is so awful. We might have to give this its own video at this rate.
Yeah, we might.
And then no one would watch it. It would have like 5 views.
Oh, there's Battletoads and Battle Maniacs.
Oh, that game is fucking awful. Don't play it. Don't think of it.
Unless you're diabetes.
Okay.
Or have diabetes. Oh god.
You know what this is reminding me of?
What?
Room 74, where I just kept dying over and over again.
That happens a lot.
Stop moving away from me! Fuck. Okay.
I don't think the guy can hear you.
The guy?
Yeah, the dragon guy.
Well, he should think about getting a hearing implant or something. Hearing aid, whatever they call those things that you stick in your ear and make you less deaf.
The Super NES R-Type game is fucking absurdly difficult. Which is a shoot 'em up, but still. Parodius and Gradius, of course, are also difficult.
Stop moving, you fucker!
I used to be a pretty big fan of the Proteus series, but they haven't like made any since PlayStation era. I guess there's a Otomadius on the 360, but I don't exactly have a 360. I'd like to have a 360 just for the shoot 'em ups. Really, like it's got all of Cave's games, and I've played Death Smiles and MAME, and I have to say I'd enjoy playing it on an actual console, and I enjoy playing the sequel as well. But yeah, it's 360. I don't have. It's too much money to invest in a console for just like one genre of games. Really, like even really just one maker's games. I'd only really be interested in Cave
Don't you want to play all those eroge on the 360?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I guess it'd be nice to play cross-channel 360 because the original game is 640 x 480 and a 1080p world, but that's about it. But yeah, so what I'm saying is that if you guys enjoy this LP, you should buy me a 360.
Yeah, Smoogie has put in a lot of hard work commentating while I play this game and die. And I try and fucking get close to this fuckface.
And he just doesn't let you. He doesn't let you get close.
Perhaps he subscribes to the Porcupine Problem. Or no, not Porcupine, Hedgehog's Dilemma.
The Porcupine Problem. Yes.
Hey, at least that, like, alliterates, which is worth something somewhere to children.
You know, the first time I heard, oh my god, you were so close too. But yeah, you know, the first time I ever heard of that was in Evangelion, so I can't take it seriously ever again.
I think that's the case for most people.
Same with the term direct C. I don't know what the direct C is actually. I've seen it in a couple of places, but it always just makes me think of Evangelion. Even if I looked up what it was, I wouldn't really understand what it was, so I'm just going to assume it's something Evangelion made up.
It's like the name Madoka now. You just can't really use it. It's ruined for everything.
What was it? What was it as the main character named Madoka? Lagrange, is it?
Lagrange, yeah. Which for all you people watching this like 6 years from now, which apparently happens because I still get comments about our Donkey Kong Country LPs. She's the main character of an anime series that is airing this season. Yeah.
Yeah. It's by the director of Nadeshiko.
This is so fucking awful.
But yo, like in a post-Madoka world, you should not name your character that. It's distracting. I like, honestly, I feel this like seriously, it's like serious criticism against the work if you name your character something that's distracting to enjoying the work on its own level. Not sure if I really explained that properly, but yeah, they should have put more thought into that name choice.
Yes, I think it'd be comparable to if like someone decided to name their character Saber for some weird reason in a Japanese work.
Yes, like do not name your character Saber. That would be a good idea.
I can't believe I'm still fighting this boss.
Neither can I. So, Kevin, what are your thoughts on Saber?
I think that you need to saber her.
That was a lot of hits, so don't die, please.
I'm gonna try my best.
Oh, God! You know, there honestly aren't that many like console games that I would consider difficult.
There are some, but I don't consider them well designed and difficult, which is pretty important.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching an LP of the Stunt Driver games.
Yeah.
For the PS2, and they're just like impossible bullshit that never ends. And that's just because they're pretty poorly designed.
Yeah. Like, there's a big difference between bullshit difficulty and like intended difficulty. And Rayman would be a good example of both. The original PlayStation Rayman is very difficult, and it's that way because of bullshit and because they intended it to be very difficult. There's also a good LP of that by someone I don't remember. It's on the LP archive, I'm sure. But really, who needs these lesser platformers when you have Klonoa?
No!
Oh. Getting all S ranks in Mischief Makers. There you go. That's a challenge for you.
I don't know if that really counts.
Well, Well, I mean, it's like a legitimate challenge in a game that was released on console by a big developer, and it's probably one of the hardest things to do in games that fall under that category. The game itself is not difficult, obviously. I still want to LP that game someday, but N64 emulation is not up to the standards where I consider doing an LP in an emulator, and my N64 doesn't work. And even if it did, I don't have anything to record in N64. At this point, Kefit is just in his own little world.
Yeah, pretty much. And oh fuck, no, stop.
So instead, I'll talk about the sorry state of N64 emulation, because like it hasn't made any progress in like the past, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. I don't even know. It's just really bad. There's been like some minor steps forward with the graphic plugins, but the core emulators, nobody has really updated one in any significant way for quite a while now. So like honestly, PlayStation 2 and Wii emulation are way ahead of N64 emulation in terms of development and just basic compatibility. You might be able to run most N64 games in any given emulator, but you're not going to be able to run them properly. And Mischief Makers is a good example of that. There are multiple levels in Mischief Makers that run at half FPS in an emulator, and there's no way to fix that. There's graphical glitches in a great number of levels, depending on the plugin you use. No plugin displays everything in the game properly at once. There's what else is there? I don't. There's just a lot of problems with emulating Mischief Makers, and I would not consider an LP done on an emulated version to be like showing off the game in its true form, because there are really a lot of graphical errors and slowdown that do not exist in the original game, so it's kind of doing the game a disservice. Which is why an emulator like BSNES is a pretty good idea. Like, I don't agree with the direction that the author has been taking BSNES in recently. It's getting to the point where it's diminishing returns. You basically can't run the emulator now. I'm just gonna say that the changes made in revision 82 or whatever it was, I can't get it to run at like more than 30 FPS on recent revisions now. I mean, it's not technically a problem since you can just go back to old ones, but seriously, come on. But anyway, I like the idea behind BSNES because honestly, you want to be able to keep the games around in their original state. You don't want to deal with a game like 20 years later down the line that's got some horrible bug that nobody will ever realize because it's only emulated and there are no real consoles left for it. And honestly, I think that's going to happen to a lot of N64 games if the current state, if nobody like comes along and fixes it at some point. You have games like, you have so many games on N64 that have graphical errors, frame rate errors, this stuff that doesn't work right, and nobody's fixing it. At the current rate, it's never going to be fixed. So 10 years down the line, when N64 is impossible to. Oh my god!
Oh fuck! Okay.
Wow.
I hope I never have to fight that boss again. There's the key. Yay.
Wow, I'm proud of you.
Holy shit. And there's another treasure. Yay.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you Mookie for filling up the dead space with talking about emulation.
No problem.
Yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, and thankfully that's going to be it for recording tonight on our end. Next time we move into the last area of the game. Moogie, describe the last area of the game in one word.
Satan.
There you go.